You pray, then listen. What you pray for you can have, remissions of these miseries and help if you'll hear my plan. A plan to stop the plague. I speak, of course, as strangers to the story and strangers to the crime, being too late your latest citizen and helpless, therefore, to track it very far unless you lend me clues. Wherefore I boldly challenge all you Thebans here with this. Does any man among you know who killed Laius, son of Lapticus? Such a one I now command to tell me everything. If self-incrimination keeps him silent, let him be assured. He need fear nothing worse than banishment, and he can depart unharmed. Perhaps one of you is aware the murderer was someone from some other land. Let him not be shy to say it. I shall heap rewards on him, besides my deepest blessing. What, silent still? If anyone was out to shield a guilty friend or his guilty self, he'd best listen to the penalties I plan. That man, whoever that man be, I, this country's reigning king, shall sever from all fellowship of speech and shelter, sacrifice and sacrament, even ritual touch of water in this realm. Thrust out from every home, he'll be the very picture of that pestilence he brought upon our city, as Apollo's word from Pythia has just revealed to me. Yes, such an ally, nothing less, am I of both religion and the murdered man. As to the killer slipping off alone with a band of men, I now call down a life to fit a life dragged out in degradation. And if I myself should prove myself to have him in my halls and intimate, then on myself I call down every curse I've just evoked. See to it that every syllable I say is done, for my sake, for the god Apollo, and for this land, so fruitless now, and so cast off by heaven. Why, even without a sanction so divine, how could you find it in you to neglect a monarch's death, and not pursue this ending to the best of men? Whose very scepter I hold in my hands as king, his marriage bed my bed of seed, our children even shared with share of her had he been blessed with progeny. Oh, blessed and not struck down by fate. Such ties swarm me to his side as if he were my father. I shall not rest until I've tracked the hand that slew the son of Lapticus, the son of Polydorus, heir to Cadmus in the line of ancient Agnor. And those who disobey I'll ask the gods to curse with fields that never sprout and wombs that never flower, and all the horrors of this present plague and worse. The rest of you, my loyal men of Thebes, who think with me, may justice champion and the whole of heaven help.
Great king, your oath will make a perjurer of me if I do not tell the truth. I swear I am not the killer, nor can I show you who the killer is. Apollo proposed the search. It's up to him to point the culprit out.
Certainly, but show me a man who can force the hand of heaven.
Then, the next best thing, if I may say it.
Next best, third best, say it, anything.
My lord, there lives a man who with a king's eyes sees the secrets of a king. Tiresias of Apollo. He is our source of light, our chance of learning. King.
I know, don't think that I've been idle there. Twice I have sat for him at Creon's bidding. I cannot understand what keeps him so.
At least we can dismiss those other tall old tales.
What tales? I must hear them all.
How he met his death through traveling vagabonds.
I've heard that too. We have no witnesses, however.
And he'd be a brazen man indeed who could rest in peace after all your menaces.
Mere words will not stay one whom murder never could.
And yet there's one to meet the challenge. Look, they're leading in the holy prophet, sole temple of incarnate truth on earth.
Come, great mystic, Tiresias, intuitive, didactic master of the finite and the infinite. Though you cannot see, you must surely feel the overwhelming weight of all this city's woes. You are our last refuge, pontiff, and our help. Apollo, if you have not heard the news, has sent back to us who sent to him, an answer saying, no deliverance from the plague except you seek and find the Laius killers, and punish such with death or banishment. Now, sir, do not begrudge the smallest hint your skill from birds or any other omen can elicit. Save yourself, the city, and save me. Save us from this whole corruption of the dead. We are in your hands. What more rewarding for a man than stir himself to help where help he can?
Oh, what anguish to be wise where wisdom is a loss. I thought I knew this well. What made me come?
What makes you come so full of gloom?
Please send me home. Take up your load and I'll take mine. Believe me, it is better so.
What? Refuse to speak? Is that fair and loyal to your city?
Ah, fair speech. If yours were only so, I should not shy away.
By all the gods, do not deny us what you know. We ask you, all of us, on bended knees.
All ignorant, and I refuse to link my utterance with the downfall such as yours.
You mean you know and will not say? You rather sacrifice us all and let the city rot?
I'd rather keep you and me from harm. Don't press me uselessly. My lips are sealed.
What, nothing? You miserable old man. You drive a stone to fury. Do you still refuse? Your flinty heart set in hopeless stubbornness.
My flinty heart! Oh, if you could only see what lurks in yours, you would not chide me so.
Hear what? What man alive, I ask, could stand such insults to our sovereignty and state?
It will out in time. What if I hold my tongue?
Out in time? Then why not say it now?
No, I've had my say, so choose your rage and fume away.
Indeed I shall. I do. I vent it all on you. Yes, you. You planned this thing, and I suspect you of the very murder even. All but the actual stroke. And if you had your eyes, I'd say you played the chief part too.
Would you so? Then I shall charge you to abide by the very curse you trumpeted just now. From this day forth, keep far from every person here and me. The rotting canker in the state is you.
Insolence. And dare you think you're safe?
Yes, safe, for truth has made me strong.
What truth? Hardly learned from your profession.
No, learn from you. Force it out of me.
Force what? Say it again. I must have it straight.
Was it not straight? You'd bait and goad me on?
It made no sense, so speak it out again.
I say, the murder of the man whose murder you pursue is you.
What? A second time? This you will regret.
Shall I add to it and make you angrier still?
To your heart's content. Mouth away.
I say that you and your most dearly loved are wrapped together in a hideous sin, blind to the horror of it.
You think you can go on blabbering unscathed?
Unscathed indeed, if truth is strength.
It is, but not for you, you purblind man, in ears and mind and vision.
Poor fool, these very jibes you mouth at me will soon be hurled by every mouth at you.
You can't hurt me, you night hatch thing. Me or any man who lives in light.
You're right. I'm not the one that fate cast for your fall. Apollo is enough. It's in his able hands.
Creon? Of course. Was it you or he that thought of that?
Hardly, Creon. You are your own worst enemy.
O wealth and sovereignty, statecraft surpassing art, O life so pinnacled on fame. What ambushed envy dogs a trail, and for kingship which state put in my hands, all given, never asked. So this is what he wants, Creon the loyal, Creon so long my friend, stealing up to overthrow and snatch. Suborning sorcerers like this vampire up of plots, this hawking conjurer, a genius born blind, eyes for gain. Yes you, tell me, when did you ever play the prophet straight? Or why, when the bitch dog sphinx of riddles sang, you never spoke a thing to break the spell? And yet her riddle calls for insight trained, no traveler's guess, which you plainly showed you did not have either from theology or birds. But I, the Oedipus who stumbled here without a hint, could snuff her out by human wit, not taking cues from birds. And I'm the one you want to topple down, to give yourself a place by Creon's throne. Oh, do not be surprised if this plot of yours to brand me a scapegoat turns round and brands you and him. And were you not as doting as you seem, I'd lash you with the lessons of your fraud.
Forgive us, Oedipus, but this is anger. He spoke in anger too, and both beside the point. What we want to know is how best to carry out the god's designs.
Perhaps you are a king, but I reign too, in words. I'll have my equal say. I'm not your servant. No, I serve Apollo. So don't ever mark me down as Creon's myrmidon. I'm blind, you say. You mock at that. I say you see and still are blind, appallingly. Blind to your origins and to a union in your house. Yes, ask yourself where you are from. You'd never guess what hate is dormant in your home or buried with your dear ones dead, or how mother's and a father's curse will one day scourge you with its double thongs and whip you staggering from the land, and shall be night where now you boast the day. Then where shall your yelp of horror not resound, around the world not ring, echoing from Mount Kithaeron, when at last you see, yes soon, what portless port this palace and this marriage was you made, scudding in before a lucky breeze? What flood of sorrows, you do not dream, will pull you down and level off your pride, to make it match your children and the creature that you are. Go on then, hurl abuse at everything that I or Creon say. No man alive shall see his life so ground away.
Dear gods, must I listen to this thing? Look, it dawdles, wants to wallow in perdition, does not turn in panic from my home.
You called me here, I never would have come.
Nor have ever summoned you if I'd known you'd go foaming at the mouth.
A born fool, of course, to you am I, and yet to parents we were born from wise.
Parents? Wait, who was I born from after all?
This very day will furnish you a birthday and a death.
What knack you have for sprouting riddles.
And you, of course, for solving them.
Go on, you challenge there my strongest point.
Oh yes, your lucky strain, your royal road to ruin.
A ruin that saved the state, that's good enough for me.
I'll take my leave then. Your hand, boy, home.
Yes, take him home. Good riddance, too. You're nothing but a nuisance here, and one I can do without.
You'll not be rid of me until I've spoken what I came to say. You do not frighten me, there's not a thing that you can do to hurt. I tell you this, the man you searched for all along with threats and fanfares for the murder of King Laius, that man I say is here, a stranger in our midst. They thought, but in a moment you shall see, him openly displayed a Theban born, and shattered by the honor. Blind instead of seeing, beggar instead of rich, will grope his way in foreign parts, tapping out his way with stick in hand. Oh yes, detected in his very heart of home, his children's father and their brother, son and husband to his mother, bed rival to his father and assassin. Ponder this and go inside. When you think you've caught me at a lie, then come and tell me I'm not fit to prophesy.